Hello, my name is Jared Hammer, and I'm going to speak to you today about the Fellowship of Reconciliation known as FOR. FOR was started in 1915 and is still doing their work 85 years later. FOR's purpose to promote programs and educational lessons about nonviolent alternatives both at home and internationally. FOR is a tax-exempt nonprofit organization. Its members are from many religions, spiritual, and ethical beliefs. Corinthia Scott King said FOR has been in the forefront of the nonviolent struggle for peace with justice. What is important about FOR is what it stands for, and that is a courageous dedication to the liberation of humanity from the triple evils of poverty, racism, and violence. Now I will tell you some things FOR has accomplished. Long before there was a civil rights movement in 1916, FOR helped organize the National Civil Liberties Union. In 1912, it helped organize the National Conference of Christians and Jews. In 1943, FOR, along with the Congress of Rational Equity, sponsored the first irrational sitting. During the 60s, they built the shelters for homeless people. This came about as increasing public demand for fallout shelters started. In the 2000s, it organized a People's Campaign for Peace and Justice to inspire nonviolence in Washington, D.C. and nationwide. I don't have enough time to list everything they have done. FOR has been religious in its outlook since it started. The remarkable growth of nonviolent through and life in the 20th century had a huge impact on the fellowship. Different religions and beliefs have brought new thoughts and ways to settle things nonviolently. Judaism believes in universal justice and love. The Pacific movement in Vietnam got attention for a tradition of nonviolence that comes from Buddhism. FOR was affected by the freedom struggle in India. When its roots in the teachings of Hinduism, Jews have said that nonviolence that grows out of Judaism alleged to universal justice and love. The Pacific movement in the Vietnam brought to the world's attention the tradition of nonviolence that comes from Buddhism. FOR is the International Fellowship of Reconciliation, which the U.S. is a member of. New Asian branches in Bangladesh include many Muslims as well as Hindus and Christians. FOR's work against the Gulf War and the continuous sanctions in Iraq, FOR has joined increasingly with Muslims in peacemaking. The Muslim Peace Fellowship has become one of FOR's vital affiliations. The FOR has seen these and other expressions of nonviolence as indications of an understanding of the meaning and truth of the way of love. As a result, the FOR has become interfaith and as such is a religious pioneer pushing beyond the contemporary boundaries. It encourages people to live out to the full dimensions of their beliefs as they are strengthened by traditions other than their own. The FOR has helped and encouraged peace fellowships within the various religious traditions, and with these fellowships has led the way in challenging established religious bodies to take up the peacemaking task for combating anti-Muslim prejudice, to witnessing against handgun violence at home and support of the exploratory rims above. As we enter the 21st century, the challenge of peacemaking countries not only to rid the war of nuclear weapons and all weapons of mass destruction, but to remove the occasion for war, oppression, and hostility between and within nations, and to build peace and save the earth. Under the vigorous leadership of Executive Secretary John Deere, the first priest in that position, and its national chairman James Lawson, FOR called for a 40-day People's Campaign for Peace and Justice in the summer of 2000 in Washington, D.C. In conclusion, throughout the world, people are showing their determination to be free and to be treated justly. They are learning the power of nonviolent struggles, compassion, and reconciliation, even in the face of overwhelming odds. The UN declaration of the first decade of the new millennium as a decade for a culture of peace and nonviolence is evident of this hope. The Fellowship of Reconciliation, which is message of peace and active nonviolence, grounded its faith and tested over many years. It's uniquely equipped to speak to the present age of the universal longing for peace and justice.